Okay, so welcome to the Skullcast,
Yeah, I guess we're back.
finally. And we're playing Yoshi's Island, also finally. I don't know why do you hate this game. It's fucking beautiful.
I only played it when I was, a teenager.
Did you play it like you play Super Mario World?
What do you mean by that?
Because I think you came back home from your friend's house where they had a Super Nintendo,
Oh yeah.
and you brought Tales of Adventure
Oh,
and magic
that is true.
and magics.
None of our friends had this game.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was wondering if you played it obsessively.
No. I just played it when we actually got the computer and emulator.
Oh,
And
yeah, of course.
like most of the SNES games I played.
There's your intro.
Wow, that was the tutorial. That was short.
Yeah, that was kind of the tutorial.
Why do they teach you to jump on those bouncy things? Was that really important? That's odd. Shouldn't they teach you how to throw eggs?
Oh, the rest of the tutorials are coming. I don't think I ever finished this game. I mean, I restarted it at least 3 times.
I remember the ending actually.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Oh man, that music, so good,
Oh,
so nice.
yes, that's.
There are the tutorials. Pooping an egg.
Don't question it.
Of course not. Huh.
I mean, is Yoshi? Do we have to thread it once again?
What?
the themes of asexual monsters?
Oh my god. I mean,
Man, look at that. Look at the backgrounds. That's very interesting, actually. That's a very cool style.
very unique.
Yeah.
Well, I think all Yoshis have been like...
Okay, very unique, yes, but it's been hit and miss.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, style-wise, I think every single game has had some sort of like really weird or new or innovative visual thing.
True that. They do try different things each time. Yeah, because we played the N64 one.
Oh yeah, yeah, we played that like a lot.
Yeah.
Just because there were no more games.
Of course. And it was probably the first Yoshi game where they actually went for the, hey, we're gonna make Yoshi for little kids
Oh right.
approach.
Yeah, this was kind of like a regular game.
Yeah, this was like a regular Mario game.
Oh.
That's why it's called
Yeah, Super Mario World.
Super Mario World 2, right? Okay, yeah, so after this they went for Yoshi is now a
Kid friendly.
kid-only kind of game, I guess. Which, of course, to our edgy teenage selves
Yeah,
was
it's
like...
meaningless.
Yeah.
Poop an egg.
Man, it's so weird.
Poop a fucking egg, man.
I just don't think about it.
Of course.
This should be the title of the episode. Hey, Yoshi's Story.
Yeah, don't think about
Don't
it.
think about it. Don't question it.
Come on, Nintendo games in general. I mean, a plumber eating mushrooms and defeating like sentient turtle monsters.
Oh, so many people have said that everything Miyamoto did was just a drug trip.
It was.
I mean, it makes sense, but he doesn't look like a drug kind of guy.
The drugs were in his heart.
Yeah, that's it. It's like a... He looks so innocent, man.
Anyway, okay, first topic of the day.
Yeah, what's the topic?
We have been reading the video game oriented book Extra Lives, Why Video Games Matter,
Oh yeah.
by... Oh man, what's
By-
Thad's name? God damn it.
Tom Bissell.
Oh yeah, Tom Bissell, that's right.
Tommy, our friend Tommy here.
Apparently very, very famous also developer and game writer.
Yeah, apparently.
And so what was your impressions of this book?
Well,
Okay, what's it about? It's about the it's kind of biographical. I mean, the author talks about his experiences while playing games and his history and how what he thinks about the games he plays.
Sure. Okay, first of all, I have to say that I only read 1/3 of the book.
Oh yes, no, this is part one.
Yeah.
We will finish
Uh-huh.
the review when you finish the book.
Yeah. When I finish the book, it's gonna be Tom Bissell, the Revenge.
Yeah.
Right now, we will
The
only
descent into madness.
have to. Hey, I'm eager for that. But anyway, we will only, talk about the first third, 1/3 of the book.
Yes.
I will. Please stay only on topic.
Yes, it is.
I will only talk about what I've read.
So what games did he talk about in the first chapters?
Well, first of all, our friend Tommy here, he says that he's only gonna talk about a certain range of games, which are console games that were fairly popular during the, I don't know, 2000s to 2010s, I guess, a couple of decades.
Couple of decades.
Yeah, but anyway, following the 90s, all right?
Okay.
Which is like, I mean, at first sight, you could probably say, hey, Tom, my boy, how can you, I don't know, talk about games and yet be focused on such a small range of games? But it's also like, that's part of his point. Because the things he's talking about, at least where I am at right now, are kind of focused on the pitfalls or the things he finds lacking in those certain games, which are definitely like a really small margin, but which can maybe say a lot about, I don't know, games in general.
I don't know. When I first read the book, I was kind of confused.
Okay.
And that's what I was. I told you. I mean, you need to read this, because I'm honestly starting to doubt myself if I'm actually understanding the book, because I was like, oh yeah, this is a book about video games and their experiences and basically how cool they are, and it starts like that, and then it suddenly dips into shaming video games for some reason.
Where would you say this happens?
Well, when Timmy starts talking about narrative.
Okay.
And
definitely.
As I said to you the first time we were discussing this, it's like he's ashamed of how much he enjoys video games, or at least how much he wants to play them.
I mean, definitely the author had like a history with video games, which, yeah, it appears that it's not all fun and games.
Oh, not at all.
With video games.
Yeah, it's not all fun and video games.
Yeah, which makes sense, I guess. I mean, that's, as he said, his, I don't know, personal experience with games or whatever. I think he chose this particular range of video games because they are the best that illustrate his point, which is video games care little about narrative.
Okay.
And it's been like that for like a long time.
Of course, I mean,
Which
not due to, I mean, people were trying.
I don't know. I mean, I can agree with the fact that maybe narrative or story has not been the
focus
with video games for
a very long time.
Forever, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but that's not like something, I don't know, revolution. I mean, I thought it was pretty obvious. I mean, to anyone who studies games or whatever, yeah, most of the games actually, yeah, a video game can not have a story, and it's still a perfectly
good game.
Yeah, of course, cool game.
Yeah, actually, I mean, let's start with Pong. Let's start at the beginning.
Sure. Pong has a sort of, I mean, in the name itself, it has a context, right? Because it's like ping pong.
It's tennis.
Yeah,
table tennis.
The name tells you what it is.
It tells you the story.
Yeah, it's ping pong, and that's the context. You know how to play it just by the name. So I wouldn't say Pong is the best example. I think the best example is what the author himself said. What the fuck? What?
Remember that?
Oh,
Do you remember this?
no, I did not remember this.
Oh, so cool.
This is hard to accept somehow.
Oh, come on. That's amazing.
Why would a dinosaur morph into
A helicopter?
a
Because
Yeah,
because
current
you
age
you need to fly. Okay?
vehicle?
Oh man. Oh.
I mean, what's the what?
Oh, I have time. Oh, that's crazy.
I mean, of course, don't you know anything about morphing into
Into helicopters.
modern vehicles?
Of course.
It just lasts for like as long as you can hold your breath. I'm
Nice.
guessing.
Okay, you were saying.
So weird. Anyway, the author himself says that Tetris is a pretty good
Oh yeah.
example of.
Yeah, a storyless game.
Yeah, and it's true. I mean, the name Tetris is like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? And the game itself doesn't need any story.
Yep.
So yeah, that's like a pure game.
Okay, fair enough.
A very, very pure game.
Yeah, I don't right in this very moment remember exactly what was the order of the games, but I felt like he was complaining a lot about history and narrative and the lack thereof.
Yeah.
But speaking of a time where there were not really the resources or the computing power to go and there was no way to make a history like he wanted to.
Well,
He's like, oh, video games did not have any focusing on narrative and story.
wait, you're saying that video games couldn't satisfy?
Yes, of course not. What?
Why not? I mean, he was...
Because there was no memory. There was no space to put anything. We were learning how to make games.
No. I would agree with you if we were talking about games in the, I don't know, 80s or something like that. But he's talking about games in the 2000s. I mean, he talks about Fallout. He talks about supposedly story-heavy games like Oblivion, and well, he talks about Left 4 Dead, which
Yeah.
he says
that?
is actually a game that was benefited from not having a story, because he says that
Yeah, but
people that's the problem. He says like people in games, they don't know how to write good stories.
Yeah, and he's not like he speaks of game designers like idiots. I feel like he's like these garbage people can't tell a story for their lives.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a couple of parts in the.
Yeah, it sounds awful.
Yeah,
Awful.
he doesn't sound too great about that. Shouldn't you step on that pillar?
Oh yeah, you're right. This is how it works, right?
I mean, that's
Yeah.
puzzles in this game. Okay,
Yep.
it was just a coin.
No. So yeah, I was feeling a lot of hate.
He definitely sounds very. I don't know how to describe. Okay, well, I know how to describe it. I'm just gonna say it. He sounds like someone who's really, like you said, ashamed of liking video games.
Yeah.
And is really worried about
What people is going to say.
Yeah, like people are gonna read his book and think he's not smart.
Yep, because he
So
likes games.
He has to make really sure he sounds smart.
Yep.
And
Which is unbelievably annoying.
it sounds disingenuous at times. I mean,
when you arrive to the end, maybe there are some answers in that last chapter,
okay.
which is the saddest of all.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, give us an introduction at least. I mean, I kind of want to understand why I'm reading everything I'm reading.
Yeah, maybe he should have, talked about that sooner.
Yeah.
Because, of course, I mean, I'm only on the first chapters of the book, and he even sounds pretentious at times.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he is constantly using like metaphors and shit that he really doesn't need to.
Yeah, but hey, I don't throw the term pretentious easily, right? I mean, I know it's a very non-useful term sometimes.
Yes, it is.
And but I would definitely use it here.
Yep.
Because it's not like I couldn't appreciate. I mean, sometimes it worked. There is one specific time I remember when he talked about comparing his gaming hours of I think it was Oblivion,
Okay.
to his probably masturbation time,
Oh.
and he said like, yeah, those are like the kind of things you don't want to be reminded of.
Yeah.
and he said like, of course they were both single player experiences. and
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
that was fun. That
was
was a good
kind
one.
of fun.
Okay.
That was actually great.
Yeah, that was a cool one. That was a
Yeah.
good one. I really liked that one.
Yeah, but that's the
Um,
thing. He was like making a joke and shit. There is a lot of places where he's not making jokes.
Exactly. Then there is the times where he describes his, I don't know, life as a child being bullied or something. As he describes his response as atavistic.
Oh right.
Do we really need to use that term? I mean, that's just
Yeah, that's not.
that's a good
You
example.
don't need
of-
it.
Yeah,
You just not. You simply do not need.
that's a good example of pretentious. I mean, it's just for the fuck of it. It's
Yeah, just to put.
calling this reaction atavistic instead of something more relatable to the age he was when he was talking about this.
Okay, so let's go back to the narrative. Shit.
Yeah, sorry,
Because-
I guess we strayed.
Yeah, because the he talks a lot about what's this ludonarrative dissonance. He's obsessed in a couple of chapters with that,
Okay.
and I think I remember this thing because when he was talking about Left 4 Dead, he was so happy that there was
No story.
not really no, well, yes, no story, but the thing is, I mean, for some reason he understood the story part
Yeah.
that was like talking about cooperation, and you need to make a team, and yeah, you have to work together, etc., etc. And he was talking about how the experience of the game was reinforcing this.
Oh yeah.
And it was the Ludo narrative. There was no dissonance. It was amazing because
That's true.
the game was about cooperation, and of course you have to cooperate or you die, and that's it.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, the narrative and the mechanics.
Yeah, exactly. They match perfectly.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess that makes sense.
It does, but well,
But he also, I mean, he's praising the game in that one, right?
Yeah.
He also critiques some Call of Duty game for
being too linear.
no, for like you can shoot your ally and it's not gonna have any impact on the story. I mean you're, and he said that was an example of gaming that doesn't have an impact on the story, and that's like a complete disconnect on what you're playing and what you're supposed to be, I don't know, absorbing through the story, experiencing, I guess.
I don't know.
And are you seriously gonna use Call of Duty?
Yes.
as your example for this?
Exactly. I mean, come on. And when he talks about Skyrim, it's like, I mean, yes, maybe the story is not precisely like Wheel of Time levels of perfect narration, but I have to say it. It's a fucking video game.
Oh, and he actually had like.
He has unreasonable expectations.
No, I would go as far as saying like. I mean, did the bullying in his life have like?
How cool is that?
Man, that's fucking
God
cool.
damn!
No, like seriously, just the chapter I read today, he was saying, of course, everybody likes The Hobbit, everybody likes The Lord of the Rings, but he was saying that he cringed so hard when he reads something like the Silmarillion, where
because it's all loose.
No, and it's explaining the Elvish alphabet.
Oh,
And these kind of things where he says,
so like world building.
yeah, going
World building things.
going too deep into these things will only make it worse because they will ruin the fantasy.
Oh my god.
And he was describing these Elvish alphabets as "kill me now."
Yeah.
And I was that made me think like, wow, the bullying in your life really
Yeah.
went.
It really took a toll.
Yeah, probably, because if you can't find the fun in such things,
Yeah, I mean, how?
what's the problem with it? I mean, hey,
I mean,
It's fun. It's fucking fun. That's it, right?
Yes. Of course. How can world building not be fun? I mean, that's what moves every single fandom, I think. I mean, you give them a little piece of your story, and everyone builds upon every phrase, every word you give.
Fuck yes, that's the building blocks of an obsessive fandom.
And cool stories leave a lot of space for precisely that.
But I guess he has an issue too with obsessive fandoms.
He has a...
I mean...
Yeah, of course he has. If he's ashamed of video games, he will, of course, have a problem with people that just enjoy them too much.
Okay, I think that's the key point here. He's probably ashamed of video games. I don't know. I don't wanna...
Yeah. Let's wait until you finish the book.
Yeah, I wanna bash the guy because I've seen the bad side of video games, and we can talk about that when I finish reading the book.
Okay.
We can dive deep into the hole he got into, and the holes I've seen in these past years.
Okay, cool. Okay, and then drugs and video games come next time.
Yeah, coming soon.
Oh no! Damn. Okay.
Oh, those lava monsters are adorable.
They are the best.
I love them.
Shame on you for liking a stupid group of pixels. You should be ashamed.
Oh no, I should be ashamed.
You're such a child.
Of being interested in the mythos of
course,
Mario being a baby.
We questioning the fact that there are either one or many Yoshis. Yeah, shame on us. How dare we?
Yeah, what are we wasting our time seriously?
Of course we are.
On this.
I mean, Timmy could perfectly understand the rationale and the endorphins and why we play games, but shame on us. we are but monkeys.
We are but children without any...
Ooh.
I don't... Oh God. You know what? Oh God. There was this part in the book which really stuck out to me. When he was actually talking about the story, like you say, and he said, of course, I shouldn't expect the same kind of narrative I get from movies or books in my games. I mean, if I want a good story, I can just go ahead and read Atlas Shrugged again.
Oh! Wow, I did not remember that. That's hardcore.
And I'm like,
hardcore.
Wow, I don't wanna
shit.
I don't wanna know what humble brags you throw in your Facebook statuses or tweets. Like, please spare me.
Or maybe that was just like sarcasm, but we're just...
That was not sarcasm.
We were too into video games to understand his high intellect.
I mean,
his abnormally high intellect.
I'm sorry, is his sense of humor just
way beyond
a century ahead?
Yes, it is.
That part really...
Oh! I forget the lava monsters.
Yeah, that's why I will throw the term pretentious out.
Terrible, it's terrible.
And I think I'm justified on it. But whatever.
And my a really main point for me is his unreasonable expectations. He constantly berates Skyrim for not being a book. Basically, that's his problem. This is not a book. Fuck that. And I really have to repeat this again. I mean, it's a video game. You can't really be complaining too much about the story and the complex narrative in a video game.
But that was his point. He was saying, like, why do we permit such bland and just lame storytelling in video games and not in other kinds of media?
But I think the answer is absolutely obvious.
Why is that?
For the same reason we are not expecting interactivity and awesome game mechanics from a fucking movie. It's exactly the same reason, because it's another media. Is not.
Why do you always throw an egg at that?
I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
I'm really focused on hating Timmy.
I will try to.
Timmy the Duke.
I will play devil's advocate with Timmy.
Yes, please. I mean, that's the point.
Yeah. No, hey. Well, I would say it's more. Well, maybe not more, but yeah. I mean, you say that's not the point.
That's not the whole point.
I mean, hey, we are getting another Fast and Furious movie this year.
Yeah, and I would again argue that the point of Fast and Furious is not...
It's not the storytelling, definitely.
It's not only the storytelling, but whoa. I mean, it's a popcorn movie. I mean, it's fun, it's loud, it's fun, it's loud, and yeah, if you want intellectual shit, you go and watch Atlas Shrugged, of course.
No, that is true. I mean, you can get that in other games.
You can't expect some things from like this genre of entertainment.
That is true. I mean, the point he makes, dude, just get in the fucking door.
Oh crap! I thought it was back.
No, you just went through it. Okay, the point he makes could be used to critique video games or Fast and Furious, and that's my point. I mean, he says, why can we permit? Why do we allow? I mean, these games which have super high ratings, but a shitty story. Why do we allow them to have such ratings? And it's the same with, I don't know, action movies.
Yeah, but
it's just not the point, I guess.
But it's even worse with video games because the gaming is the point. The fun you experience, having your actions be meaningful for the activity. I mean,
yeah. But when he talks about Oblivion, that is supposed to be an RPG. I mean, that's supposed to be a game about the story. And
it is.
The dialogues are kind of shit.
Yeah, but that's the thing. RPG is a game about your actions, and you take plenty of them, and they are meaningful to a level that is not found in any other game. And I think that's the important thing. I mean, yeah, that's the important thing. I mean, you could also complain about the low number of different possibilities when you compare any RPG, video game RPG, against a tabletop RPG. It's like, it's the same stupid comparison. Makes no sense.
Yeah, but I would say there actually is a bit of lenience in video games. Of course, I don't agree that actually comparing Skyrim as an example of storytelling is a good idea. I mean, I don't think that's a good idea. That's... I don't know. You shouldn't really...
Man, I have no eggs. I'm eggless.
Yeah. I don't think it's fair to go ahead and say, yeah, Skyrim is the best example of a storytelling or a writing-oriented video game. Which, you're right, it's more or less a game, it's an open world. It's a game about your decisions.
Exactly, which makes it even more amazing that they did what they did.
Yeah.
It's a freaking game where there's no linearity, and I think storytelling is absolutely based on that.
Exactly. Yes. If you want to analyze storytelling, you should probably take a JRPG or an RPG that's...
Yes, exactly.
Only linear, probably, because... Do you have to lick those eggs?
I think maybe I have to.
You gotta lick the eggs, man.
Damn. Well, yeah, you were saying.
No, I was saying that it's a bad example for his point, but I think his point actually has some relevance,
some validity.
Yes,
I think someone's knocking on the door. Tiny pause.
Okay, again, time out.